Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is Monday, December 2nd, 2019. It is 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York, where I am now. This is a quick video um, about my family. One of my followers asked me, did I have any family in the area where I live? And so I answered him back in a brief reply, but I wanted to do a whole video about my family. I am the second youngest of 10 children. Well, actually, 11. I had a sister who died when she was an infant. So there were 11 children. Both of my parents are now deceased. My mother died when I was 8 due to complications of alcoholism, probably mental illness as well. It's kind of hard to tell from what I've been told by my brothers and sisters who are old enough to remember. My mother also had mental health problems. In 1996, my sister Patty, her real name was Mary. She didn't like the name Mary, so we went by her middle name. She committed suicide in 1996 with a shotgun. So it's clear that mental illness runs in my family and took my mother and my sister from me. And this is one of the reasons I don't believe that I'm really capable of suicide. I've seen what it does to other people. But, anyways, my family that's still alive, some are still in Rochester, New York, where I live. You've got to remember my family is very large. So we're talking about not just my brothers and sisters, but their husbands and wives and their children and their children's children. I'm also a great uncle. Uh, I don't have any kids myself, and I don't plan to have any kids myself because mental illness runs in my family, and I'm not going to do that to my kids. But um, my family partly still live in Rochester. The rest are scattered across the United States. Um, and I have very little contact with them, whether they're in Rochester or not. Uh, I can't lie, and I won't say that my relationship with my family has been very warm recently, or even over a longer period of time. I don't have a whole lot of contact with them um, because contact with them tends to just result in conflict. I made a video yesterday, I think it was on winter coming here in Rochester. We got a bit of a snowstorm, not as bad as some other parts of the country. Well, we got 3 or 4 inches of snow yesterday, and it was starting to melt today. Um, Now I forgot what I was talking about. um, I did a video yesterday, and it said it was important that if you family and friends, you keep in contact with them, become because being isolated in winter when it starts to get dark out at around 4 p.m., which can be depressing. To isolate yourself is probably the worst thing you could do. And I said in the video, if you have family, keep in contact with them. If you have friends and neighbors, keep in contact with them. The worst thing you could do during a winter storm in the darker days of winter is to isolate yourself. That's a very, very bad idea to isolate yourself. So I try to stay in contact with the friends that I have and not so much with my family. Um, I've tried getting along with them before, and I don't know if this is my fault or not, but it never really works out. And so it was easier for me to have less contact with my family. I don't hate them, I don't despise them, but they have often tried to interfere in how I live my life. I once dated a black woman with HIV who I met in 1991. She died in 2001 from complications due to AIDS and HIV. So she lasted 10 years with the diagnosis. Um, and that did not please a lot of the people in my family. Um, and then I went out with somebody more recently, and that person, her name was Susan, talked to my brother without my knowledge, which I don't mind. She was an adult. She could talk to whoever she wants to. I just wish she had informed me that she had that conversation. And I found out through the grapevine what had happened. and I stopped seeing her and I stopped speaking to my family. Whether that decision is right or wrong, I don't know. You could use your own judgment on that. I'm just saying what I did and what I'm doing. I still believe that staying isolated is not a good idea. If you don't get along with your family, find friends. If you have friends, keep in contact with them. That's all I was trying to say in that video yesterday. Because I feel like shit right now. I mean, it's winter, it's cold, it's damp. All the snow that fell yesterday is starting to melt, and it's nothing but slush outside. I mean, the conditions could be worse. Some people throughout the past day or two have had some pretty heavy snowstorms coming in, and Rochester's been spared most of the worst of it, at least for now. Um, but it's a very depressing, wet, damp day out. I feel like shit physically. Um, it's just a miserable time of year. I really don't like winter. And it's still important, though, that I not become isolated. And one of the reasons I do these videos is to keep me connected to the outside world. Um, but that's all I pretty much wanted to say was touch on my family history a bit. Um, if you have any suggestions, comments, share, like, if you have any other questions for me, I'll try to answer them in the video like I did with this video. Um, it's important that people stay in touch with other people. It's important not to get isolated. It's important to have friends. It's important to get along with your family if you possibly can do it at all. Um, and if you have any ideas for a video you'd like to make me do a video on, an idea, it doesn't have to be about mental illness. If there's something else you want to know about me or what my opinion is on something, I can make a video on it. Just leave your requests in the comment section, and I will try to answer it as I am with this video. But that's all for now. Share, like, subscribe, and comment.